Welcome to Survey Videos, Sai Vidya Institute of Technology. In this lecture video, we are going to demonstrate the working of op-amp as a differentiator. The differentiator circuit consists of one feedback resistor RF, one capacitor C, and one additional input resistor R. Now let us design the differentiator circuit. Now, in order to design the differentiator circuit, we have to take the frequency of the input signal. So let the input voltage frequency is 1 kilohertz. It is a design parameter. Now the ideal condition to select the value of the feedback resistor and the capacitor C. So these two components gives the differentiator output. The RF into C, this time constant value, it is given by the period of the input signal divided by 10. Now the period is 1 divided by frequency. We assume the frequency value as 1k. So 1 by 1k is 1 millisecond. Therefore, the product of the time constant RF into C becomes 1 millisecond divided by 10, which is equal to 0.1 milliseconds. Now, let us choose the value of C equal to 0.1 microfarad. Then we get the value of the feedback resistance RF as 0.1 millisecond divided by 0.1 micro. Now 0.1 gets cancelled. So milli by micro we will get kilo. So the value is 1 kilo ohm. Now the purpose of using this additional input resistor R is, if the resistor is not connected, the effective input resistance available at the capacitor input terminal is 0. Then the gain becomes infinity and the differentiator circuit becomes unstable. To make the differentiator circuit stable, I am going to use this additional resistor R, so which going to give the gain, a stable gain parameter for the differentiator output voltage signal. That means the value of the magnitude RF divided by R. So this value I am take it as 1, so that the gain becomes stable, which is equal to 1. So which gives no additional gain for the output voltage of the differentiator, but the circuit becomes stable. So with this condition, so RF becomes equal to R, because RF by R ratio is 1. So since RF value is already we got 1 kilo ohm, so this value also equal to 1 kilo ohm. Therefore, the design parameters of the differentiator circuit are R equal to 1 kilo ohm, and the main elements for the differentiator, that is RF and C, these two values are 1 kilo ohm and 0.1 microfarads respectively. So these are the design parameters. This design is for the input signal frequency is 1 kilohertz. Now let us see the output voltage signal by considering the specific input voltage. Now we are going to verify the output voltage of the differentiator circuit. The output voltage of the differentiator circuit by considering first as the input as square wave with peak to peak value 4 volt. So I will draw two complete cycles. Peak to peak value I am considering is, this is the V in peak to peak. So this I am considering as 4 volt. So the positive peak is +2 and the negative peak is -2. It is an input voltage signal. Since the frequency is 1 kilohertz, the time in milliseconds I have to mention. So for one complete cycle it is 1 millisecond, and the second cycle ends at 2 milli. So these are the references I will take to sketch the output voltage signal. So V out we have to measure now. Now the circuit connections have already made. Now the circuit connections we have made. So the feedback resistor is connected from pin number 6 to the intermediate point, and for this point we have connected the capacitor one end. The other end of the capacitor is connected to the resistor R one end, and the other end of the resistor R is connected to this point. Now for this point I have to connect the external input signal. So this point is connected to the signal generator. It is already showing 1 kilohertz frequency. Now I have to consider the shape of the input signal as square wave. It is already square wave shape is selected. Frequency is 1k. Now let us verify the peak to peak value of the input signal. Peak to peak value of the input signal using CRO. So now for that purpose, so I will make use of channel number 1 in the CRO. Channel number 1 in the CRO. So now I will connect the channel number 1 to the input terminal, that is resistor R1 end. Now in the CRO we can see the channel 1 scale is 2 volts. The 4 volt signal should appear in two complete boxes I'll adjust the ground position, release it. So now it should appear in 2 complete boxes. Now it is already set to 2 complete boxes, into 2 it is 4 volt. The signal is set. Now for this signal, I am going to get the spikes as output voltage signal at pin number 6. Now this probe connection I have changed to pin number 6. There you can see a clear spikes as output in the CR. Now let us see both the input and output voltages simultaneously by using both the channels. So for that purpose I am going to use one more probe. So I am connecting to channel number 2, keep the CRO in dual mode, set the ground position of the second channel to exact center, release the ground button. So I will keep the channel 2 scale also equal to 2 volt so that the signal will appear in 4 complete boxes. So now this I am going to connect it to the input signal point. So now you can see both the square wave as well as the spikes. Now one important point you can observe here it is, just I will increase the scale of the spikes so that you can clearly see. When the input signal is at the rising edge, you are going to get the positive spike. When the input signal is at the negative edge, then you are going to get the negative spikes. So this you have to keep it in mind while going to sketch the output voltage waveforms so that you can clearly see. So now see that it is the positive edge. So I will shift the X position. Now you can clearly see it is the first half cycle, it is the second half cycle. When it is positive half cycle, we are going to get a negative spike. So this is positive half cycle. At the beginning I am going to get the negative spike, then it goes to 0. Then at the falling edge you are going to get the positive spike. Then again at the beginning of the positive you are going to get the negative spike. Then beginning of the negative you are going to get the positive spike. Now I have to measure what is the output voltage peak to peak value. So V out peak to peak we have to measure. For that purpose I will remove channel number 2. So only the channel number 1 signal is visible now. The negative peak is here and the positive peak is almost touching to 2 boxes. So it is 1, 2, 3, 3.8 in the vertical direction. 3.8 into 2 I am going to get around 7.6 volts. So the V out peak to peak is 3.8 into 2, it is 7.6 volts. So these values I have to mention in the graph. The positive peak value is plus 3.8 and the negative peak is minus 3.8 volt. Now we will demonstrate the differentiator working for sinusoidal voltage input signal. So just we are going to change the shape of the input signal. Now instead of taking square wave, I am going to take the signal as sinusoidal in shape with the same peak to peak value. So peak to peak value will be 4 volt and the period also it is 1 millisecond. So same frequency, because we have designed the circuit to operate for 1 kilohertz, the values will be same. Now in the differentiator, so what we are expecting is the differentiator ideal output voltage equation is V out equal to minus RC into d by d theta of sin theta. Now the differentiation of sin theta is cos theta. I am taking this R into C as one constant. So minus K into differentiation of sin theta is cos theta. So now we are going to get negative of the cosine cos theta. So minus cos theta means, so it starts from minus 1. It starts from minus 1. Starts from the negative peak. One cycle also ends at negative peak. Similarly, the second cycle also, it starts from negative peak and ends with negative peak. So now I have to measure what is the V out peak to peak value for the second signal. So when the V in is sin theta, then we are going to get the output as minus cos theta. And the amplitude is 4 volt. Now here that amplitude K I have to measure. That K, so I will measure it now. So now first I will change the shape of the input signal to sinusoidal wave. The frequency is same and we can check the peak to peak value of the input signal. So in the channel number 1, so it is channel number 1 scale is 2. So 2 into 2 boxes, it is a complete 4 volts. Now I will change the connection in the springboard. I will change the connection in the springboard to pin number 6. So now this is output voltage. Now we cannot differentiate whether it is cosine wave or sine wave in the single channel. So we will keep the CRO in the dual mode with one signal connected to channel 1, other signal connected to channel 2. In the channel number 1, now we can see the output. Channel number 2, we can see the input voltage signal. Just to make the difference, so I will make the channel number 2 scale to 1. That is the input signal. The input is appearing in 4 complete boxes. I will use the exposition. See the sinusoidal wave at the center, it is starting from 0, but the output voltage is starting from the negative peak. That means negative with its peak value, so it is minus cos theta, because the cosine wave starts from +1. So minus cos theta starts from -1. Therefore, the working of differentiator circuit is verified. Now I am interested in measuring the output voltage peak to peak value. So I will remove the DL button. So now I have to measure its peak to peak value. Use the Y position. It is almost touching one complete box. So it is 1.2 into 2. I am getting 1.2 into 2 as peak to peak voltage. So the positive peak is, so V out peak to peak for this signal, is, so it is 1.2 into 2. I am getting 2.4 volt peak to peak value. So the positive peak is 1.2. So this peak is plus 1.2 and the negative peak is minus 1.2. Therefore, we have designed the circuit of the differentiator to operate for one frequency signal, and we have verified the working by considering two different shapes of the input signals. One for square wave. For square wave input, we are going to get sharp pulses. During the positive half cycle, we are going to get the negative spike. During the negative half cycle, we are going to get the positive spike, and the same thing is repeated. These spikes we are going to use as one of the input in A-stable multivibrator. The same circuit I am going to use, that is RC as a differentiator to generate this sharp triggering pulses, so which can be used for triggering the multivibrator. And also we have verified that when the input is sinusoidal signal, the output we are going to get minus cos theta. Thank you for watching Savi videos. We will continue to watch the Savi videos for other experiments. Thank you.